Hi, it's Joey from JoeyTelevision, and I would like to apologize to old people. What do I mean by that? Well, when I was a kid, I always thought that old people asked the most annoying questions ever. And now I find myself in public looking at these really complicated menus and saying things like, "Don't y'all just have some regular coffee, without all them bells and whistles in it?" We're just bombarded with choice these days. And it's not just that, it's our technology. What I find interesting is how the technology that is built for the purpose of giving us more choices and making our lives easier is actually driving us in its opposite direction, in a direction that it was never intended to be. It seems that as time goes on, the more stuff that we get to choose from, the more it pushes us towards wanting things that we used to have, or at least the comfort that we used to have. Being an autistic man, I like when things are predictable. So I know I'm not the only one who gets a little bit freaked out when I go to the grocery store and they've decided for some reason to move the bread from that side of the building to some new mystery area. Now my quick trip has become this little fun quest to find bread. But that happens all the time. It seems the more choices we have, the more we feel overwhelmed, and the more we start to cling to wanting the old comforts or wanting to reconnect with the things we know. We look at kids these days and we listen to the language they use, and it's different than ours. And we see the things they do, and we see that they've got a multitude of things to choose from. They can go choose any song they want to listen to. They can go to YouTube and get a tutorial to learn anything they want at the drop of a hat. But we're starting to see kids pick up cassette tapes, start VHS collections. In the 80s, we used to want it to be like Tron. We're like, man, we would love to have a computer that we could type on and do stuff. And then the old stuff just started becoming really, really boring. But nowadays, we're seeing teenagers who are fantasizing about restoring old typewriters. So restoring typewriters, getting cassette collections, buying records. You got to give them a little bit of grace because they call them vinyls now. They're records, but I digress. Anyhow, they're getting reconnected in the cool stuff. They're getting reconnected in the experience of listening to music. You can push a button and hear a song, and it's in the background. It's almost like autopilot. You're doing your homework, you're doing work or whatever. But they're putting the old, embarrassing big cans on. They're putting the needle down or pushing the button, and they're queuing up music and having that experience. Why would they be going that direction when it's so easy now? There's something inside that is calling to them to get reconnected, whether they know it or not. Here's another one. Remember bad photographs? Let me explain. We used to take photos with 35 millimeter film or on the 110s, and then we would take them to get processed at the photo place. And if we paid extra, we can get them in an hour, or we would wait till the next day, and then you would get your little stack of photos or doubles, and you would look at them. And for every 24, there'd be a bunch of really weird ones, like ones that were out of focus, ones that had light leaks, ones that had grandma where she's just about to take a bite of mashed potatoes. And it was like almost instant blackmail material. On the holidays, you'd pull it out and go, look at this. Answer this. What happens now when you take a picture with your phone? The person you take a picture of or with, they go, oh, let me see it. My face looks fat in that. Let me retake that picture. Once again, there's another choice that we didn't used to have. Retake, brush up stuff, edit it, use filters, do all of these things. Here's another one. In the music world, we used to go in, make records. The guitar player would play his part and would commit to a sound, and it would be printed on the tape. And nowadays it's like, oh, you know what? I'm not really sure about the tone. I'll fix it in post. And you've got just lists and lists of just mods and guitar amplifiers and speaker emulators and things like that to choose from. So there's no real commitment to the actual sound source. There's just choice after choice after choice. A major part of today's world in modern technology is AI. And whether you like it or not, it's here to stay at least for a little while. It's kind of like our disco. And it's starting to end up creating things where it's less lifelike and less realistic. And you've got people who are reading from teleprompters who can't spell the word moose, who are saying things like the titular character, you know, that they got straight off of ChatGPT. And it's driving us to watch videos and go, wow, that's incredibly almost too perfect. You know what I mean? It's like we're starting to miss the uhs and the ums and the mistakes. And once again, a technology that's meant to make things sparkly and fresh and interesting and bring ideas to life is actually pushing people the opposite direction to going, man, I miss the human condition. I miss the mistakes. I miss the blooper reels. I miss all of that stuff. So all of that is to say that my entire point for making this is, especially to the older folks out there, I certainly hope that you don't lose hope because of the way things are going, because deep down inside every human being is the need to learn and the need to grow and the need to put your hands on things. So as sleek and as sexy as things may become, I feel that as time goes on and more stuff becomes available and more information is at the fingertips at a really rapid rate, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to push people towards building, creating, sculpting, writing, and inventing with this. Great tools to use with this modern technology. But I think that it's going to be pretty much like the equivalent of opening the fridge, like we used to when we were kids. Before doom scrolling was a thing, you'd open the fridge and it's the same stuff. And then you come back an hour later and see if there's something new. That's what's going to become of a lot of this technology. It's going to be like, I've been there, done that, I've seen that, I know that's fake. Give me something real. Anyway, I'm Joey from JoeyTelevision, and it has been a pleasure speaking to you. Have a great day, and if you feel like it, hit the subscribe button and the like button and all that stuff.